So I'm back. So I know it's been a minute since I made a sports related video, but uh but I'm back. I haven't really thought of nothing I really wanted to talk about until now. And of course, this gonna be controversial. A lot of people gonna be mad at this and have negative things to say, but that's what I'm here for, the king of controversy. So uh you see the title. So uh to me, the most overrated players and the most overhyped players is Luca, Wemby, and Anthony Edwards. I'm not a fan of neither of the three. I never have been a fan of neither of the three, especially Anthony Edwards. Victor, he kind of still in the middle. I'm still, I'm not totally against him, but I'm not totally sold on him. Luca, I never really I never really cared for. I respect this game, of course, just like Anthony Edwards. I think that both of them are, of course, all-star great players. And when I say overrated, I'm not saying, of course, that these three players are bums. Of course not. I'm just saying they overrated, meaning that where people rank them. People saying that Victor is about to be the best player in the NBA and one of the greatest of all time. They've been saying that for years. People saying that Anthony Edwards is gonna be the next Michael Jordan and he the baby Michael Jordan and he gonna be the face of the league. And then Luca, the same thing. So that's where I'm coming from when I say overrated. Not that they trash, of course not. They in the top 10, like you can't deny that they in the top 10 players in the NBA currently, but they nowhere near the top three. Because to me, Shea, Giannis, and Joker, they in the class of their own to me. They hands down the top three best players in the league. And Giannis and Joker been the top two players in the league for like 5, 6 years now. Like they hands down the two best players in the league for a long time. And Shea just came in and took over last year, as we know. And he doing it again this year. So to me, that's where I want to start off by separating. If you think that Luca, Anthony Edwards, or Victor is anywhere near close to them three, you crazy as hell. They can be in the next three, I guess, if you want to say that, because there's not that much competition in the NBA. So yeah, they can be in the second, they can be in the B class, but they definitely not in the A class. I look at it kind of like the gap between Jordan and LeBron. Like, yeah, LeBron is a top five player, but he nowhere near close to number one. So that's how I look at it. But getting into each one individually, why I say they overrated and why I'm not a fan. We can start with Victor first, because he the one that's kind of in the middle. My problem with him is that since he came into the league, it just been dick riding and dick eating and just people acting like he does something, like he just this crazy player. Like they say he a 2K player. Like, okay, I can get that. He tall, athletic, he can dribble a little bit and he can shoot, but to me, he's still in that category of Porzingis and Porzingis. Oh, Chet Holman that played for the Thunder, and even Yao back in the day, like of them players that's over 7'1", that's lanky and that can do basically they taller and longer than everybody out there. So of course they gonna get block shots. You look at Chet Holman, he get a lot of block shots. Y'all got block shots just like Victor. Now, I will say Victor is probably better than them defensively, of course, because I know he got this long streak of block shots and he been in defensive player of the year conversation for the longest, but like I said, at that height, of course, you better get blocks. And I used to say now Wemby getting better when it comes to rebounding, but I used to say like his first 2 years in the league, he was barely averaging 10 rebounds. I'm like, you the tallest player in the league, and how long you is he need to be grabbing 13 to 15 boards easily. Like to me, Victor need to be leading the league in rebounds every year. That's what I would see the actual impact based on his height and everything. But the simple fact you got Joker who's shorter than him, who only 6'10", then get more rebounds than he do. On top of other players, it's like, like to me, is not living up to his maximum potential. Like you should be leading the league in rebounding if you the tallest player. And then on top of that, defensively block shots and defensively good. But offensively, I've noticed that he hit or miss. Like I've been checking out his games, doing my parlays here and there, and I forgot what he averaged on the season. He averaged like 20 something for the season, but he's not a for sure 25 to 30 point player. Like he's not the best scorer in the league or even close. Like sometimes he struggled with aggressiveness and getting there. Now, I know what people gonna say. He only think 2021, he young. Of course. Now, I could also want to say this too. I've noticed like players, athletes prime is, I would say is from 28 to 34. That's when they still good enough athleticism wise, but they mentally there and they done figured the game out. So Anthony Edwards, I think it's like 24. I think Luka's like 26. So they all not in a prime yet. And I know that's what a lot of people are saying and saying, oh, they young, like they gonna get better as time go along. And then Giannis and Joker is 30 right now, or 30, 31. So you think that as Joker and Giannis get older, that Luka, that one of them is going to take over. That's what a lot of people are banking on is potential. And I'm somebody who don't I hate going by potential because you never know. You don't know when injuries gonna happen. There's been so many players in NBA history that, based on potential, supposed to be the greatest, and even in the NFL and other sports. For example, look at Zion. I remember when Zion came out, he was the most. Oh my God! Look at how big and fast he is, and how high he can jump. No, Zion not a Hall of Famer. Zion career might be almost over the way he been playing. He didn't win no MVP or ring. You get what I'm saying? So it's like where's the potential? Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons was supposed to be the next LeBron James. He's 16, he can pass and all of that. Where did his career end up? So I hate going off potential and what we think things could be and just overrated. Like let it happen. I'm one of the people like let these people prove themselves. Stop going off of just the eye test and what you think that they might can do. Like we need to start going by results. Now moving over into Luca, because like I said, Victor, he is 21. There's still a lot of room to improve. I'm just more so worried about him being injured. We know Porzingis, Yao, players usually his height usually have foot issues, and I know he did get injured. Was it last year or the year before? Because they got the second overall pick. It was either this, I forgot either this year or last year they had got the second overall pick because he was injured and the Spurs was still sucking even when he was playing. So I'm like, where's the real impact? But I'll give Victor a little bit more time because he's young. Luca, we didn't see. Now Luca have led the team to the finals, went to the conference finals. So people like, okay, he can play big in big moments, which I agree. I would say that Luka probably the best. Like I would take Luka over Anthony Edwards and Victor right now. He a threat to get a triple double, but we know Luka problems. Bad on defense and a crybaby. Now he then got into better shape, so we gonna see if he stopped being injury prone or whatever. But we knew that that was also a problem. Him even staying in shape. And then we see now with LeBron out, because like a lot of people said, with LeBron out, this is Luka's time to take over the team and show what he can do. And the Lakers have literally sucked this year. And I know you got to look at the whole entire team, but Austin Reeves was killing it without Luka. When Luka and LeBron was out, Austin Reeves was hitting game winners and averaging 30. I know Austin Reeves was injured a few games in between here. I think Austin Reeves missed like 3, 4 games in the middle, in the midst of this, but still, it's like Luka is just not translating into winning. Then, like I said, my problem with Luka is mainly this: he hasn't won anything. He hasn't even won the MVP. I'm like, if you that good, at least give me a MVP or something. We know he don't have a ring or Finals MVP. We could say that he was out matched against the Celtics. The Celtics had a way better team, which they did, but he didn't play well. Kyrie didn't either. Of course, Kyrie played terrible, but it's not like he he was killing it in a loss per se. So it's like Luca. I just don't know with Luca. My only problem, he got the game. I just don't know if he gonna ever win a championship or an MVP. Like I don't know if he got that winner in him to do something. Because like I said, his game is good, but then we looking at like another Tracy McGrady, and I know a lot of people love Tracy McGrady. I've never really been the biggest fan. Besides when he scored the 13 points in a minute or whatever, that's one of the greatest highlights of in NBA history. But besides that, it's like never got off the first round, never won nothing. Yeah, he's 6'8" and he can play, but I'm just a performance people. That's why you know Kobe, my favorite player, Jordan, my favorite player. Like I'm about winners. Magic, like Kareem, like Tim Duncan, like Hakeem, like you. I'm sorry, you got to win to me. Like, no matter how great of a player you is, to put you on that level. Yes, you could still be a Hall of Famer. Don't get me wrong, Karl Malone, John Stockton is overrated. I was a huge Steve Nash fan. You know, Steve Nash technically do got two MVPs, so he did win something. Karl Malone did at least win the MVP, so technically, yeah, Iverson at least. So you can at least win the MVP if you don't win the ring. But Luca still got time. Maybe he figure it out. Like they said, he been playing since he was younger, so it's a lot of miles. I don't see Luca playing till he 40, 38, like LeBron and Steph. I just don't see him lasting that long without injuries and him not being the best when it comes to conditioning. So it's kind of like the time is now for him. And then with the Lakers team, I don't see them being good enough to win nothing. So it's like I just don't see no future of Luca winning the championship. And then, like I said, you still got Giannis, Joker, and Shea is only 1 year older than Luca. Then Shea, hands down, than already better than Luca, way better than clear him won the MVP, Finals MVP, and a ring over Luca. So he way ahead of Luca, and he only 1 year older. So but that's just how I look at it. Like his game is tight, but like and I think Luca's a great player, but I just don't know if he ever gonna win anything. Lastly is Anthony Edwards. Y'all know I don't like Anthony Edwards for personal reason. Like the same reason for Ja Morant. Y'all know I'm against all of the hood, dumb nigga shit, the stereotypical making black people look like the stereotypical niggas. Like, I can't stand nigga shit, basically. Like, just not even with the baby mom, his just whole attitude. Now I do sympathize with Anthony Edwards. I think his mom and his dad died if I'm not mistaken. I know for sure I think his mom died when he was young. So I know that he carrying a lot, just like with Kawhi, like, hate Kawhi attitude, but I understand with his dad getting killed when he was a teenager and that really affecting him. So, I do sympathize with Anthony Edwards to a certain degree because he didn't have his parents. So, that's why I kind of give him a little bit of pass, but it's still like, no excuse for real. But and getting into his game, like yes, Anthony Edwards is a great player, great scorer. I'm shocked at how great he could shoot threes. I just don't like Anthony Edwards is a true ball hog. And that's why my first introduction to Anthony Edwards was in the playoffs. This was probably like 4 or 5 years. I think it was either his rookie season or his sophomore season. They still had Karl Anthony Towns. And I had my parlay on Karl Anthony Towns, and I always say Karl Anthony Towns is underrated. Y'all can say, like, how you saying these players underrated, but you overrated, but you saying that Karl Anthony Towns is underrated. That's just how I feel. But they is because who actually talks about Karl Anthony Towns like that? And he's a 20 and 10 guy. Look at Karl Anthony Towns stats. He can shoot the three. He can really do everything for his size. So he definitely underrated. He just, we know, goofy, and he can not always be highly motivated, but Karl Anthony Towns is a great player. You can't deny that. But and I'm watching Pill. Karl Anthony Towns at the time was still the best player, and I think they had D'Angelo Russell, and it was just Anthony Edwards just ball hogging, just taking shots, taking shots. I'm like, who is this young dude that just ball hogging and just taking every shot? Like I noticed this was my first real time, like actually watching a complete game and really like watching Anthony Edwards. That whole series I watched because I bet on the Timberwolves that series. I think they lost that series, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot who it was against, but that's where my kind of initial hate started from Anthony Edwards. To be being honest, is him messing up my bet, and then just I'm just watching the ball hawk, and he was missing. He was making some shots. He was looking good sometimes, but a lot of times he was missing and playing just bad basketball. And now as he got older, he become a better passer, but that's still in him. And just his whole just his whole just demeanor and tone. Like I'm just not an Anthony Edwards fan for real. Like, he got game, he can shoot three, he can he will play defense. He is a great foundation player. I just don't I just didn't wouldn't want him as my star player on my team. Like I just wouldn't want him carrying my team. But the immaturity that is a part of it, because off the court stuff leads to immaturity that we also see him on the court. We just see him do a lot of immature stuff on the court. So it's just like I'm just not really sold on him. I know Skip Bayless like to call him Can't Man, which is funny, that he doesn't get it done sometime in the clutch moments, especially in the playoffs. But you know, he needs a better team for sure. I don't know why they traded Karl Anthony Towns. I said that back then. That was a horrible trade for Julius Randle. Julius Randle is a great player, but consider he was coming off an injury, I definitely wouldn't have made that trade. And his stats is, I think Karl Anthony Towns definitely averages more points than Julius Randle do. They average about the same, and I know Karl Anthony Towns get more rebounds than he do. So, and then he's a better shooter, even though Julius Randle can shoot like they both comparable, but it's like I would give Karl Anthony Towns a slight edge. It's not crazy to say that Karl Anthony Towns, like if we rating players, like Karl Anthony Towns is an 8 and Julius Randle is a 7.5. Like that. Like I do believe that Karl Anthony Towns is a better player than Julius Randle. They should try to really go bare if anything. But I get for the defense, but he's such a liability offensively. So with these teams also, well, except for Victor, because the Spurs do got a low key good team. When you keep on getting a top three pick, I looked at the Spurs. The Spurs got like 3 or 4 top 5 picks on their team. So of course, and then they got De'Aaron Fox on top of that, who's a great player. So the Spurs have a great team. So that's why I'm putting more pressure on Victor to step it up because even though they're young, but it's time. Like I said, there's time, but he has to get it done because he got a good enough team. But Luka and Anthony Edwards, I don't think they have a good enough team, and I don't see them being like that great of a player to really uplift the team that they on to new heights for real. And people still say LeBron is a top, 20 player last year or top 10. So that's even more exclusive why the Lakers got. I think they would put out when the Lakers put out in the first or second, or if it's not the first, the second round last year. So it's just like I'm just not fans of them, and I'm not completely sold on them. Like I said, they are young. There is time, so if they do win a ring or something, oh, you was wrong or whatever. I never said that they won't win a ring or they won't win the MVP. I just don't see it likely. I can see, like I said, I can see Victor getting a Defensive Player of the Year, and he the youngest, so I get him the most potential to do something. Luca and Anthony Edwards, they might slip in the MVP because they on teams to where they dominate and they able to get the stats. It's just gonna come down to winning. But I'm just not fans of them. I'm sorry. So if I had to rank them, I'll give Victor the least overrated because he the youngest and got the most potential, and I haven't seen enough of him, even though he the most challenged right now. But Luca and Anthony Edwards are 4 or 5 years older than him. Between Luca and Anthony Edwards, if I had to draft or take them on my team right now, gun to my head, if I had to draft Luca or Anthony Edwards, even though I think Luka is a better player than Anthony Edwards right now, I would take Anthony Edwards, even though I can't, I don't, I like Luka more, and I think he a better player, which is crazy, but I lean towards Anthony Edwards because I know what I'm going to get. That's the only thing I can say that why people like Anthony Edwards is that I know that he's not going to get injured. He take care of his body, and he got that will. He's good. Like he said, he going to play if he injured. Like I know that he wants to win per se. Like I know he got more of a better attitude than Luca do, who we can see can take games off and play around and not be always completely serious when it comes to staying in shape. And I'm out.